Hey there, Wilderness Skills campers. It's David at the Essex County Environmental Center, and I'm going to share with you a visit to our Lenape Learning Area. Now, this area is part of our Essex County Park, West Essex Park, so you're welcome to come and visit here with your friends, with your family. Even if we don't have camp with me and you in person together, you're welcome to come and visit. The park is open. So let's take a look. As you enter, there's a nice information sign here that has tells you all about the Lenape area with numbered call-outs to tell you about what you're looking at here in our Lenape Learning Area village. The first thing you'll see is our garden. We've got a Lenape garden here, and it's got medicinal plants, it's got edible plants, and it's got utilitarian plants that can be made into tools. So there's the tall one in the middle is elderberry, makes great tinctures and syrups and jams and jellies. That's a highly nutritional and medicinal plant. Down here is mountain mint, lots of mountain mint growing. I'm going to collect some of those leaves to make some mint tea. Next to that, there's some jewelweed. You can see that translucent stem. We love opening that up and applying it on our bug bites or our sunburn or our poison ivy rash. The jewelweed is medicinal. That's really helpful to have here in the swamp. There's some joe pie weed that could be made into teas. It's also just wonderful for the butterflies that visit. There's a fern, ostrich fern. That's the fern that has those coiled up fiddleheads that when they're young and tender can be boiled up and used as a delicious food. Let's see, in the middle, there were some leeks. I think they've dried up already, but we had some wild leeks in there. We have arrowwood here, a long straight shoot, perfect for making your arrows. So when you need to make an arrow or a spear, you find the right plant for the job. Let's see, the ostrich fern's really taken over this year. Some giant hyssop. This is smells like black licorice, a wonderful plant. Hiding in the middle, there's some stinging nettle. I'm not going to go digging for it because it'll scratch me up. But that tastes like a spinach. That's a wonderful plant to put into any soup or stew or even in the fry pan. Here's a favorite, sweet fern. Sweet fern smells wonderful, really good as a kind of a spice of flavoring for things like meats or just to make into a tea. There's also some swamp milkweed and common milkweed that's coming up. Here's the swamp milkweed. That's good for making cordage. We take the stalk there when it dries and we turn it into cordage. So there's a whole mix in the garden. There's more that comes and goes throughout the changing seasons, but let's see what else is around. Here's the dome-shaped shelter, the wigwam. So we'll take a look in the wigwam. Our wigwam has two big doors, so when we have a big group of kids, they can come and go. It's easy to get in and out, but you can imagine if somebody was actually living in here, they'd have a nice small door. They'd have an actual door covering the opening, and there'd be beds in here and shelves and all sorts of everyday necessities, things like clay pots or drying herbs and plants from the ceiling, fur blankets, just about everything that you think you might want to bring in to make your home cozy and comfortable. The Lenape, of course, would have done the same, but our wigwam is empty, just to allow our big groups to come and go through the site. Up in the middle, you've got the opening for the what would be in the middle? Well, the campfire. So you've got light at night. You've got heat to warm up, especially during those long, cold winters, and then heat. Light, I'm missing one. Oh, and cooking, of course. Cooking, you could cook on your wigwam. I mean, on your fire in the wigwam. You make a very small fire, very careful fire, but you could cook inside as well. And then all the smoke rising might also help to dry things if you had things hanging from the ceiling. So, just kind of a quick overview I'm sharing with you, and I'm going to try to keep it moving. This area here, you can throw corncob darts at the turkey or the geese. So the idea is it's working on your eye-hand coordination. It's a fun game for kids, but the reality is you're developing skills that are going to help you to survive and thrive as an adult. There's a pit here, a food cache. The Lenape would dig a hole in the ground, line it with clay, and then they could hide and store food down there, so that it would almost be like a refrigerator of sorts to help kind of provide a stable place to just store that food that they'd collected. Here you've got a rack where you could hang up a hide. If you harvested a deer with your bow and arrow, your spear, or your atlatl, you could hang it up in there and you could turn it into clothing and blankets and pouches. Here's the fish smoking area. Make a small fire here, just let a little smoke rise to create some heat to dry the meat, but also keep the bugs away. That smoke's going to keep the bugs away, so then the fish meat could dry and just remain there hanging in the smoke, drying, so it's readily available when it's needed. We've got in the middle our fire pit, our community fire pit. So if we were all living here, we might cook together. So instead of every one of us having to collect firewood every single day as a chore, we could work together on that. We could cook together. Maybe your family collects some mushrooms, mine collects some greens, somebody else catches a fish. We could put it in the same stew pot and use the same sticks to make that fire and cook that food and share that meal. And then often stews, I've read, were popular because softer foods, easier for elderly or for infants, who might need softer foods to be able to eat and digest, and also take care of our teeth, take better care of their teeth, because they didn't have dentists like us, so they had to be a little more careful. So that's just a general overview of the Lenape area. I hope you guys come out, check it out, visit, explore. This is just one component of our Environmental Center campus. There's a lot more to see. If you have any questions, please reach out. You can contact me anytime. Again, my name's David, and I'm here to help you guys explore and enjoy and just love nature. Thank you.